Hello, hello, one and all, and welcome to the Forsworn Demo. I have done a couple of runs with this, and it has been extremely entertaining. So I thought I would do one recorded here. So my previous runs have unlocked a few things. We can start with an artifact. So we can heal 2 after each combat, decrease merchant prices, +2 max health, which I don't really care about. Or elite enemies are injured in the first elite encounter, starting with 80% health instead. Okay, well that one definitely seems like the best. This one's not terrible, but I'm actually going to run with the Paladin first, I think, so I guess we'll take the Hallowed Lantern. So there are 5 classes to choose from. We got the Knight. He's, what you expect, more or less. He's got stances, so he can be in an offensive or defensive stance. Offensive does more damage, defensive gives him more blocking. But he also has some unexpected abilities, like he has one that will give the whole party a bunch of extra action points. He can be very valuable. There's the Paladin, who is almost essential because of his aura mastery. They actually start you on the aura that I don't care about at all, but his concentration aura is extremely valuable because it can give you an extra AP each turn. And AP is our determining resource for what we can do in each fight. And he also has the Perseverance aura, which is pretty much your only source of healing for the most part, other than resting. Then there is the Wizard, who, he does decent damage, but he has his ultimate is pretty high damage if you can get plus damage modifiers on it, or on him or the target. But mostly he's useful for applying slow and stuns, so he's kind of a control wizard, I would say. There's the Assassin, who is pretty insane. The first run I did with him, I kind of lucked into a build that, I did intentionally choose stuff, but I got the right opportunities to kind of get an endless build, or endless turn build. So he's really good at just refreshing cooldowns and getting extra AP, and he just kind of can keep going if you build it right. So really crazy. And then the Monk is the last. She is pretty good at shielding others by doing damage. So she can choose one ally, and any damage she does, half of that will be turned into a shield on that ally, which is can be really strong. But more than that, her ultimate does a good bit of damage, and it also applies vulnerable to the target, which could combo really well with the Wizard, whose ultimate only does a little bit of damage, but it does it a bunch of times. So vulnerable on the target will make that damage go up. So what I would like to try is the Wizard, the Monk, and the Paladin, and see how that goes. I'm going to have her basically buff the Wizard's ultimate so that he can do monumental tons of damage. By playing the Wizard previously, we have gotten him to level 3 in meta progression, which means it looks like we can unlock the Meteor ability. I don't remember what that is exactly. We can gain 250 soul shard, or I guess we already have done these things. So we're going to confirm him, then we can go to the Font of Souls, and each class has their own amount of soul shards to spend here. So we can increase max health, we can increase max speed. That's our movement points per turn. We can increase our ultimate charge, which is how fast our ultimate charges up. We can increase damage, which is pretty much a no-brainer there. Or increase how much shield we generate with our shield generating abilities. We can get health at the end of each fight. We can get more options when we get a blessing or an upgrade or an ability. So obviously these are very expensive. I think I'm just going to go with flat damage. In fact, I'm definitely going to go with flat damage for the wizard because that's amazing for his ultimate. And yeah, I'm happy with that for now. So we'll go back, we'll choose our second hero, gonna be the monk. And we will do her Font of Souls. We haven't gotten as much with her, even though I did beat the demo on both of my runs. I'm not really sure why she's got so much less. Have we collected this? We have collected that. Weird. See, that doesn't make any sense, because I've got less than that. Oh, whatever. Let's go with speed. Melee heroes can have a little bit of trouble getting to their target sometimes. And lastly, we will go with the paladin. He's kind of the backbone of the team. And we will increase his shield generation. Twice, why not? Alright, we're going to go up to hard difficulty. That's the hardest that we can do in the demo. It does go 2 higher in the full game, looks like. Let's get rocking and rolling. So, it's going to drop you in here. Seems to be implying that we were dead, which is a little concerning. So you got your inventory down here in the backpack. You got your abilities down here. So the mage has, his ultimate is a Phoenix Blast, and each time you spend an action point, which you can see on these abilities, the green bubble up there, the 2, is how many action points it takes to use these. Each action point spent will increase your ultimate meter by 10%. And then, at least for the mage, once he gets to 100%, then he can cast Phoenix Blast, which will do, base does 1 damage 5 times, but we, with our meta progression, have increased that to 2 damage 5 times. Doubled the damage. Then we got the Zap spell, which for 2 actions and a cooldown of 3 can do a little bit of damage and stun. We got Arcane Shield, which for 2 actions and 2 cooldown will shield our entire team for 6. And his, basically, his most basic ability, attack ability, is Firebolt, which is 1 cooldown, 1 action, 3 to 5 damage. I mean, it was 2 to 4 damage, but now it's 3 to 5, and inflicts burn. And burn is just going to do 1 damage at the end of their turn. Or if you stack it up more, however many stacks at the end of their turn. Then we got the monk here. So as you can see, her ultimate can be activated at just 35% charge. So she can do that a lot more. And it does pretty decent damage, also inflicts 1 vulnerable. And you can level up your ultimate. As you can see, it's tier 1 right now. It can go to tier 4, as can all the abilities. And I have found that Key Blast becomes way, way better when you level it up. It gets, like, up to 5 vulnerable, I think? And, like, triple the damage or something. She's got her basic attack, Spirit Punch, 1/1, 2 to 6 damage. A double kick, that's 2/2 and 2 to 4 damage. And a turtle shell technique, that's a 1/1, gives her 10 shield, so blocks 10 damage. But it does slow her until the end of the next turn, which means she will generate 1 less AP on her next turn. So that's a pretty big drawback. Although if you get it to tier 4, I believe that goes away. And lastly, the Paladin. His ultimate activates at 100%, and it's he gives all his remaining AP to the target ally, and whenever that ally kills anything, the Paladin gets 1 AP. And then that can tier up to the point that he gets 2 AP for each kill, and also gives them damage and stuff. It's nice. I tend to use it by just, like, using all or most of the Paladin's AP and then putting it on somebody who's going to get a kill, just so he gets some free AP. Can't go wrong. He's got a 1/1, 3 to 6 damage slash. He's got a 1/2, 2 to 5 damage Holy Shock, and which is his ranged attack, and a 2/2 shield for what was 12 but is now 16. So that is pretty good, and this one I really like. Its higher tiers are great. These, Holy Shock I kind of don't like. So maybe we'll get rid of that. Now, once you have done your first run, on your second and following runs, this guy will be here. So he basically, you know, says you died, and now you get a little perk. So you can either get a couple of low-level magic items, or you can get 100 gold, or learn a new ability. These options do change. The first time it was give away one of your abilities to replace it with a tier 2 ability. And some other things. I'm going to learn a new ability. So whenever you choose a new ability, you actually get a mix, or you can get a mix of either taking new abilities or upgrading existing abilities. So as you can see, we can take we right-click and go to preview tiers here. We can see all the tiers of Zap. Right now we've got 1 to 5 damage and stun. These banners are not showing our damage modifier from meta progress. And we can take it up to 1 to 5 and stun and generate 10 additional ultimate charge. But where it gets really good is at tier 3, because it goes, as you can see, from 2 actions to 1 action, and from cooldown 3 to cooldown 2, and from range 6 to range 12. That's a huge up, and 1 to 5 damage up to 4 to 8 damage. It's an enormous upgrade from tier 2 to 3. And then tier 4, you get a little extra damage, and you also get +1 damage overall for the rest of the turn. Which is nice, but nowhere near as good as the jump at tier 3. So I would very much like to get Zap to tier 3. We might do that upgrade. There's also Phase Shift, which I have never seen before. Let's see. Tier 4, teleport to a target location upon arrival, gain 8 shield. Each nearby... What? Gain 8 shield each nearby enemy. I assume that's 4 each nearby enemy. And then deal damage equal to 50% of your shield to nearby enemies. So if we teleport into a group of enemies, let's say, 3 of them, then we could get 24 shield and then deal 12 damage to each enemy. Of course, if we use other shield abilities like Arcane Shield first, then we could have even more shield and do even more damage. That's not bad. But of course it does involve putting him in a dangerous situation. Potentially. But I mean, 12 damage is quite a bit. Although, as another option, we could just use it to teleport him to safety and just forget about the shield and the damage. And for a 1-action, 2-turn cooldown, that's not bad. That's a cheap blink away. I would definitely like to have it. And then there's Arcane Blades, which is basically just a cleave. And he gets 10, up to 10 shield for each enemy hit at tier 4. So that's kind of if you want to be a melee caster. And Phase Shift and Arcane Blades would go very well together, in fact. Kinda tempted to try it. So what are the lower tiers like? 6 to 9, 9 to 12. So he doesn't get shield from Arcane Blades until tier 3. So it's kind of risky before that. And Phase Shift, it doesn't do damage until tier 4. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, we'll give Arcane Blades a shot. Giving up a zap upgrade, though. That hurts. No, we're going to upgrade zap, and then we'll just see what else we get. So the Monk, we can do Iron Fists, which is a shield attacking ability. So it does, at tier 4, 8 damage, but if they've got a shield, it does 28. So freaking massive if they have a shield. And it also, if they have a shield, will inflict 5 vulnerable, which is huge. Means everybody will do 5 more damage on each hit to that target. And gain shield equal to 50% of the damage dealt, so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Unfortunately, there are very few shielded enemies in my experience, in the demo at least. So I did take that my first time around, and I kind of regretted it. Then we can also upgrade our Spirit Punch when it gets to tier 4. It does, moderate damage for, pretty good damage for a 1-action, 1 cooldown. And applies to vulnerable, which, again, will be good for our Mage's ultimate. And generates an additional 10 ultimate charge, and it's always great to have more ultimate charge on her because her ultimate is very helpful. And also, again, applies more vulnerable. So that's a solid option. Or we can upgrade her Turtle Shell technique, which right now is just 10 shield and slows us, but when it gets to tier 4, as you can see, the slow is gone. and she gets 14 shield instead, plus 2 thorns, which is just deals 2 damage to attackers. And until next turn, gain 2 ultimate charge when attacked, which I don't really care about. So getting rid of the slow is a big deal, but it only goes from 10 shield to 14 shield in 3 upgrades, which is pretty lackluster. These 2 tiers, it's gaining 2 thorns, which I don't care about, and gaining the ultimate, a tiny bit of ultimate charge when she's attacked, which I don't care about, so I probably will not upgrade that, just because it's too much of a waste of upgrade. We don't get a lot of opportunities to upgrade, and we gotta make most of it. So I'm gonna upgrade Spirit Punch. And for the Paladin, we have Lending Strength. That's our ultimate. So as you can see, Tier 2, it gets the target gets an increase, a damage increase. At Tier 3, the Paladin heals when the target kills someone. And Tier 4 is the big one. Not only does the damage buff go up to 4, and the heal go up to 8, but he gets a second AP for each kill they get. So that's a solid option. Or we can get Blessed Blade, which is very good against shields. But again, not that many shielded enemies in my experience. I mean, it does still do 16 to 17 damage, but it's 2 actions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Or we can upgrade Holy Shock, but I really don't like Holy Shock. At Tier 4, it still only does 8 to 11 damage. And burns all the nearby enemies, but 1 burn is not a big deal. Unless you're comboing it with something that, you know, works off of... gets an extra effect if the target's burning. I mean, 8 to 11 damage for 1 action isn't terrible. If we upgrade Lending Strength, that could be really good on the Wizard when he's going to ultimate. For the extra 2 damage. But the Paladin really doesn't get to his ultimate more than, like, once a fight. I think I'll probably go with Blessed Blade. It's 3 actions. No, okay, we'll upgrade Holy Shock. I don't like those options, but it is what it is. So here's the first fight here. We got a few skellies. I'm going to come in from the side so that we can jump on the archer. And there is a chest waiting for us. So I know it took a long time to get here, but we're finally at the combat. So right now we're on the Thorns aura, which I don't really care about them taking 2 damage when they attack me. We're going to switch to Concentration aura since Perseverance has no purpose since we're at full health. So now next turn, at the start of our next turn, everybody's going to have a 50% chance to get an extra AP. Standard is you get 3 at the start of each turn. And it does carry over. So if you don't spend AP this turn, it'll still be their next turn. Which is really nice. move him forward, we'll move her forward. And if we hold down Alt, these lines indicate who each enemy is going to attack. So he's going to attack the mage. Mage line is always blue. He's going to attack the paladin. Paladin line's yellow. And orange is the monk. So they're each attacking one target. So they're probably not doing much damage. I might be able to just Arcane Shield and have that block for everybody. Or I can use Aegis and the turtle shell technique on the monk, and then we could kill whoever's attacking the mage. But an even better option is I can just move the mage out of range of this melee character, because they will go for whoever their line says to go for, even if they can't get to them, even if they can't attack. So you can definitely use positioning to great advantage. And I could also stun one of them. So why don't we see if we can take this guy down. Oh, I should have attacked with her first because she applies vulnerable. I forgot about that. Or we could do 4 to 8 with the kick. That's the same, so... Alright, she did take him out. So now we don't have to worry about shielding her. I'm going to stun this guy. We gotta get line of sight on him first. Let's go here. That's out of range. I screwed myself. Really? Wow, I thought the range was longer than that. Okay. Alright, I messed it up already. It's a disaster. Well, he should be safe anyway. So we'll move the paladin over here and the monk. Go after this archer. I mean, again, what's nice is even though I wasted his turn, he is still going to have these action points next turn. So we will shield the paladin, who's the only one who should be attacked. And she has enough for double kick, but she's out of range, so... Oh, I also forgot to use Spirit Guardian. I could have shielded somebody with her damage. I'm a little rusty. But we'll pass this turn. Paladin gets shot, but it does not get through his shield. Not even remotely close, in fact. So he's going after the mage. Archer's going after the monk. Monk will take exception to that. So she can't see him from here. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. Spirit Punch. I'll put Vulnerable on him, which will combo well with her double kick. Each of which will do 1 extra damage from that Vulnerable. Pick up the gold, why not? Bring the Pally over here. We will... Oh, right, can't see. I can't see either through this tree. We'll start with a stun. Just cuz. Oh, and the passive ability for the mage is that he does 1 more damage after using an element, a different element. So we just used lightning, so now we're going to do 1 more damage with everything. And once we use fire, we're going to do 1 more damage with everything. And then that resets as soon as you use any element that you've already used for that cycle. And obviously that all combos very well with his Phoenix Blast, which hits 5 times. Arcane also counts, yeah. So we'll do that just to buff up his damage. So as you can see, that's now a damage buff of 3. So now his Phoenix Blast is going to do 25 instead of just 10. But, of course, these guys are too weak for any of that to matter this fight. But perhaps next fight. We shall see. And ideally, you want to have the Paladin on concentration or at the end of the fight so that at the beginning of the next fight, you'll have a chance to get extra AP. Okay, we got all the gold. Let's head on out of here. So we got a little meta resource, and we got gold, which is used within each run. We also got a ring that increases our ultimate generation by 10%, so with each action point we spend, instead of getting 10% ultimate charge, we will get 11.5%. Or, sorry, 11%. Yeah, 11%. We also got a ring that removes a debuff when killing an enemy, which would be nice on the monks, so that when she could use her turtle shell ability, which gives her slow, but if she kills somebody after that, the slow would go away. Alright, so at the end of each fight, you will get to choose a new ability or upgrade an old ability, just like before. So we could upgrade Arcane Shield, which currently just gives everybody 6 shield for 2 actions and 2 turn cooldown, but at level 4 could give 16 shield to everyone, which is huge, and remove a debuff from everybody, which is also very helpful. That's another thing that the mage is really good for, is purging debuffs and also purging buffs off of enemies. So I would like to upgrade the Arcane Shield. Going from 6 to 10 shield is a big jump. Or it's offering us Arcane Blades again. Or we can get our Zap to tier 3 already, which is pretty hard to resist. So let's do that. Alright, and for the monk, we could upgrade our double kick. So 2 to 4 right now, twice. At tier 4, that goes to 6 to 8, twice. So that's a huge damage increase. Goes from an average of 3 times 2, 6, to an average of 7 times 2, 14. And I guess it's not that big. It's only a little over double. And then also generate an additional 5 ultimate charge. If the target is killed, reduce this cooldown by 1 and generate 10 ultimate charge. So it can get us a lot of ultimate charge. And also, since her ultimate applies vulnerable, it combos well with that, since it hits twice. And she could use it every turn if she kills with it. We got Thorned Petals, which at tier 4 at least is pretty good because it has an AoE taunt. And it applies 8 thorns to the target and 10 shield, so basically just makes everybody attack that person and makes them regret it. And then there is Windwalker, which is amazing. Amazing at tier 4. Now, the first 3 tiers, it's fine, but at tier 4, it becomes buff for everybody on the team. Everybody gets their movement, their entire movement back, and 18 shield, which is huge for 1 action. And they get 1 evasion, which I'm still not exactly sure what evasion does, because I have never had it. So we are going to get Windwalker. And we are going to try and get that to tier 4. Okay, Paladin, they again want us to upgrade the ultimate, but I would much rather upgrade Aegis, because as you can see at tier 4, it gives him 20 shield and removes a debuff, which is really good for 1 action. And he can do it every other turn. But there's also Challenge, which is a taunt, and then at tier 4, it can be 2 taunts, taunt 2 enemies, and also weaken them, which just makes them do 1 less damage, so that's not a big deal. Unless there was an enemy that attacked a whole bunch of times for small amounts of damage. And it also burns them, so again, not a big deal unless you have something that combos off of that. So, I mean, arguably worth taking, so that you can force somebody to attack the Paladin. But I think I'm gonna stick with Aegis. Maybe? I don't know. It's probably a good idea to get Challenge. It's just 1 action. You can pull somebody off of a vulnerable target. Well, I'm gonna go with Aegis anyway. Okay, so here is the map. And this will be very familiar to anybody who plays roguelikes. Also really quick, let's slap on these items. I would also like to rearrange my abilities a little bit. Put our basic attack first, then the stun, then shields here, and we'll put buffs down there. Yeah, same thing. Okay, so remove debuff when killing an enemy. I'm going to put that on the monk since she's the only one with an ability that applies a debuff to her, so she is the most likely to have debuffs. And then ultimate generation, we're going to put that on either the wizard or the monk. Let's check it on the monk for now. Gain 5 ultimate charge when attacked. Why don't we give her that one, and we'll give this one to the wizard. Alright, so we have mystery events, which usually like offer an ability, or various other things. I don't remember exactly. We've got rest spots, which just give you health back. 75%, I think. Don't quote me on that. There's merchants where you can buy all sorts of items or even abilities, and you can purchase the abilities by tier, which is interesting. Unfortunately, in the demo run, I have not found that it's possible to get enough money to buy the highest tier of ability, which is legendary. And then there are regular battles, and then there are elite battles, and finally there are upgrade sites where you can upgrade an ability. It gives you 1 token to spend, and some of the abilities cost more than 1 token to upgrade. So I figure upgrading is really important. And I want to do as much fights as possible because we can always get an ability or an ability upgrade afterward. Whereas the events, we're not guaranteed to get that. So if we go through here... Looks like we could hit both upgrades if we go through this path. Unfortunately, there's not any elite fights on that path. I do like elite fights. They're just more fun. But if we go for the elites, we're not going to get any upgrade sites, which sucks. We could go this way. Okay, we could go through 2 upgrades this way. So that would be 1 battle, 2 elites. Only 2 battles and 2 elites. Or we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I don't like this map. What if we go this way? 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2. Okay, that's better. I don't like going through the merchant this early, because we're not going to have money to spend. Oh, actually, we could go 1, 2, 3, then up to the elite. 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, 2. Yeah, that's definitely the path. Okay. Lots of fights, and 1 upgrade site. 2 would be better, but hey. That's just how it go. Alright. Into our first proper battle. We got a chest waiting for us over here. And you can also see all of the enemies up here. So we got Archer, Archer. This guy is a skeleton cleric. We can also check out their stats, but it just shows us stuff like damage modifier. Basically, it just shows the modifiers that are on them, not how much damage they're going to do or anything like that, or what their abilities are. And we got a melee here, archers there, cleric. Okay. So these two are attacking the wizard. These two are attacking the monk, and that guy is attacking the paladin. Not great. I might be able to... Actually, I can't get past this guy. I was going to say I could hide behind the wall to avoid the attack from the archer, but guess not. I could maybe hide behind this wall. That would probably work. Since she's got 2 on her, I want to say we should take this guy out. And then we'll put a shield on her and the paladin. And then the mage can run back here. Maybe we take out both of the melee guys if we can manage it. Should I have... Are they going to do more than 6 damage? Probably not. So maybe we just arcane shield everybody, and that will be enough to take care of it. I will also put Spirit Guardian on the Paladin, so he gets extra shielding from her doing damage. I suppose I could hide her behind the wall too. Alright, let's have her do Spirit Punch. Now he's vulnerable. So 3 to 5. 6 to... Oh, right. Twice. Yeah. So that will definitely kill. Go ahead and do that. Then the Paladin... So he's already up to 13 shield from that. So we don't need to worry about shielding him further. So he can just all-out attack. Three to 6. And Holy Shock 5 to 8. And then the mage can finish off with his fireball. Firebolt, sorry. And since we already used arcane and fire, our damages increases up to 2. I'm a little torn on whether I want to put her behind the wall or just have her be out here so she can more easily reach them. I think I'll just leave her out here. I don't think they're going to do more than 6 damage. So we'll put her there. I mean, honestly, the mage is probably fine too. Yeah, let's just leave him out. And I'll move this guy as far that way as we can without people being out of the aura. Okay, end the turn. Ah! took 1 damage. She did not. He's shielding that archer. For 5, that's fine. It's going to attack the mage. I can always just run him behind the wall. I'm going to switch her Spirit Guardian to the mage so that he should be nice and shielded up. And as you can see, she's got lots of action points. Looks like she's been benefiting from that concentration aura. We'll move her over to this guy. Give him a good old walloping. 4 to 8, and make him vulnerable. Also throw a Ki Blast on him. So he's almost dead. I'm gonna move her out of the way, and we'll have the mage finish that with a firebolt. First, I'm gonna have him zap. Yeah, why don't you zap this guy? So he's stunned. Finish that archer off, which caused us to level up, so now we get to choose a blessing. We also all get +3 max health. So we can increase our ultimate generation so that each action point now gives us an extra 1.5 to our charge. Or casting an arcane spell has 10% chance to grant 1 AP. Pretty cool. Though I don't tend toward RNG mechanics. Or just +4% XP for the whole party. That would be a better choice if our run were going to be longer, but since we're just doing the demo, I guess we'll go for the Gamba. Then we got the monk. I don't care about max hit points, so give her movement. And the paladin. I hate all of these. I'm never going to use Retribution Aura. So I guess ultimate on killing an enemy. Alright. Mage, I want you behind the wall. Nobody's attacking the monk, so we may as well move her up. Give him a little lovin'. He's stunned, so the paladin is not going to be attacked, so there's no need to shield him. I will just get in the way of this archer. Nope. Let's keep her in the aura. Alright, in turn. Work that archer down. Actually, let's let the mage have a little fun. So since we used fire a second time, that has reset our damage bonus. Give him a little punch in the jaw. Couple kicks. Pretty sure they're groin kicks. I'm just assuming. Pop that bad boy open. Got some gold. And a Befouler's Band. Pretty much all the enemies that die are going to drop gold, so don't miss out on that. Let's see. A ring. Damaging an enemy inflicts 2 bleed. Okay. But drains 5 ultimate charge. Ooh. Maybe on the Paladin, since we rarely get to his ultimate anyway. Okay, Mage, we could get zapped to tier 4 already. Which would help our ultimate do 5 more damage that turn. It's also 2 more damage on the zap itself. Not in love with it. We could also upgrade Arcane Shield, which I would like to do, or we could get Purge, which I think is actually the best option because there are some bosses that will have very problematic buffs on them. Like, there's one who has a buff that every time you attack him, you get bleed, and bleed damages you even through shield every time you take an action. So I actually took a lot of damage on that boss just from attacking him. So if we have Purge, we can remove that buff from him. And that would be very helpful. Now the downside is Purge is not very helpful the vast majority of the time. It's just one of those situational abilities where you're very happy to have it when you need it. So yeah, I think just in case, I'm going to get Purge. But that can also remove debuffs from us, so it's not all bad. We could get Spirit Punch to tier 3, and they're giving us literally the same options as last time. That's so weird. Yeah, let's go with tier 3 Spirit Punch then. Give me the same options, I'm going to make the same choice. What is going on? This is also the same options as last time. I've never had this happen. Okay. Well, I guess we're going with Holy Shock again. Right? It's only 1 more damage. Burn doesn't activate until the end of the enemy's turn, which is why I don't like it. Ugh. I really don't like it. You know what? Let's take Challenge instead. I think that has much higher value. Alright, so either of these will take us where we want to go. Oh, I forgot to equip the ring. Okay, so we got a campsite battle here. We've got 2 snakes, which are ranged and apply poison on their attack. There is and there are 2 giant spiders, which are just, I don't know, here. I don't know what this flag is. Wow, there's 2 chests here. Never seen that. Okay, who's attacking who? So both of the snakes are going for the mage. That is unfortunate. I think we're going to need to take one of those out. And then the others are split, which is fine. So... I mean, we can stun one of them. We could also challenge, taunt one of them off of him, but we shouldn't have any trouble killing one. Also, if we come up here to kill the snake, the spiders might be out of range. That would be ideal. Kind of sucks that the paladin didn't start in the center, so that means the monk was out of the concentration aura. And I will use preservation aura, but probably not till next turn, if he's going to take damage again. I suppose he can also purge poison off of himself, but 2 action points, it's expensive. Yeah, why don't we stun that snake. And then we'll run everybody up here. We'll shield the mage with her damage. Although it shouldn't be necessary because we're going to kill this thing, I'm sure. Give him the knuckles. Finish it off with a light slash, since that's a 1-turn cooldown. Put some hurt on that guy so that hopefully the mage can finish him off next turn, since it's going to be out of range of our melee guys. And we will just keep heading this way. So that the Spideys don't get us. Can I open this thing during combat? Doesn't look like it. Bummer. Alright. All good, all good. Why don't we actually switch to Perseverance? I don't think we're going to have any trouble having enough actions this fight. Okay, I could be wrong. Yeah, I forgot usually there are reinforcements. And unfortunately they are ranged snakes. Okay, so this one's going after the mage. The mage could... We're so far away. And it didn't move because it was stunned. This one is also going after the mage. This one's going after the monk, along with this spider, and that is the only one going after the paladin. I believe they kind of put the most attacks on the lower health characters, is how it works. I'm not sure if he can shoot through the tent or not. Well, I guess we can test it. Yes, you can shoot through the tent. Interesting. But not through the chest. Weird. Alright, there's no other cover to take. advantage of then. So what can we kill? Probably just a spider. I can kill this snake if I want to run right out into the thick of it. Which I suppose I may as well do. We've used lightning and fire. We have not used arcane yet. So I am going to shield us. Oh, that'll be outside of the aura. And move him forward a little. So that when the mage attacks, he will get his 1 health back. Excellent. So the mage is pretty much stuck there. And he is going to be attacked by that guy. So I am going to keep the Spirit Guardian on him. Let's try and take this one out, since that'll take the targets on the monk down to 1. We'll key blast it just in case. Finish it off. Then we'll have the monk block. She's already got 6, so 6 more should be fine. And that way she won't get slowed. But she is going to get poisoned, which is unfortunate. I'm going to switch back to concentration, I think. Well, do we need it? We'll probably want preservation next turn for the heals, so why don't we leave it on that? I do need him to be shielded. I mean, 6 shields probably enough, but just to be safe. And we put some Daka on that snake. More worried about them than the spiders. And we'll move toward the spiders. Ooh, I can block this one in. Make sure everybody's in the aura. Well, actually, I guess that doesn't matter. It's a preservation aura, not a concentration aura. And that is that. Poison is kind of the best of the damage debuffs, in my opinion, because it only goes down by 1 stack per turn, so whereas the burn and bleed just last for 2 flat turns, regardless of how many stacks there are. I was not expecting more reinforcements. So poison, you can just keep stacking it up and get it to ridiculous, unlimited amounts, as long as you're putting more than 1 per turn on them. Alright, Mountain Wolf, Ferocious Howl, damage increased by 1 for 2 turns. Which unfortunately affected every enemy. and they have a good bit of health. I would definitely like to finish off the snakes. We might just stun that one for now. Wish I had my arcane shield this turn. Also wish I had gone with concentration aura. So if we stun the snake, then it'll just be this wolf on the mage. Shoot it from there? Yes. Do that. And he's almost to his ultimate. Key blast, not quite, but she will soon. Let's see if we can take this wolf down. Actually, the paladin doesn't have any shield ability this turn. So neither does the mage, though. Maybe we should focus the spider. And we'll have her shield the mage. I also need to take out the snake. So 3 to 6 will take it down to 9. I don't think we're going to be able to take out anything but the snake. Key blast the spider. You finish that off. Do the double kick on the spider. Nice. And finish it off with the fire blast. Ah, he's just shy of the ultimate. That's unfortunate. But he has 10 shield. He should be fine. And she will have to turtle shell. So she is fine as well. We'll have the mage finish off the snake next turn. I mean, I could try and, like, block so they can't get to one or the other of these guys, but I don't know if there's a reason for that. It's fine. Yeah, just 8 damage. Not a problem. Oh, they're gonna keep doing that? Doesn't look like it stacks. Lightning fire. And arcane. Which will take him to 100%, which means he can use his ultimate. which will do 25 damage, so if we had a bigger target, I would Key Blast and Spirit Punch first to put some vulnerable on, make it do even more, but this is more than enough to one-shot any of these guys, so there you go. Oh no, that's not enough. Key Blast, please. Oh wow. Did the whole job. Spirit Punch. Since that applies vulnerable, it goes first. Fire and Blast. Bolt. Do a slash. And finish off with a Holy Shock. Oh no, I forgot to switch to Concentration Aura. Ah! Okay, we can take the chance to gain an AP from Arcane to 15%. Or increase shield generation by 1, or ultimate charge by 5 after killing you. I'm going to go with shield generation. Because that's 1 more for the whole team when he does his arcane shield. Monk, casting an ability has a 10% chance to generate double ultimate charge. It's only a 10% chance, so... Ultimately, that's on average going to increase her charge generation by 10%. Which is not bad. But it's also worse than the other one, which is 15%. Or Harmony grants the ally guarded by her passive 5% ultimate generation, an extra 5%. Don't love any of these. I guess I'll take Technique. Paladin, 1 more shield generation. Sold. Make sure we get all the gold here. Open up all the chests. More gold and artifact or something. More gold and a ring. Alright, let's remember to actually equip things this time. Amulet that inflicts 4 vulnerable when destroying a shield. That would be awesome if there were any shielded enemies. And another Dark Magister's ring. See, the problem is, like, we go straight from the getting the gear to selecting abilities, and then I forget about the items by the time we're done with this. Okay, so we could get Phase Shift or Arcane Blades. They're really pushing these. Or upgrade our Purge to Tier 2, which makes it twice as good. That would be nice. I also wouldn't mind trying out Arcane Blades and Phase Shift, though. Screw it. Again, with the... You know there's other abilities, right? There's lots of other abilities. Why do you keep giving me these three? I think we will just upgrade our double kick. And again with the challenge and the Blessed Blade. At least they gave us a light slash option this time. So light slash can go from 3 to 6 all the way up to 8 to 11 and 8 shield in addition, which is very nice. And generate 10 ultimate charge as well. So yeah, the first upgrade is kind of okay. Second upgrade is a big deal because it's 5 shield, and then the last upgrade, still pretty big deal. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, let's upgrade Light Slash. Okay, so we want to stick to the top here. I forgot to equip the equipment again. Jesus! I told you, I don't have the memory. It's too long. Okay, so we got 2 cultists. I think I've seen these guys once before, and I think they summon more skeletons, so probably want to prioritize them. Really wish we had concentration ore instead. Well, may as well switch to it now, since we're at full health. Let's see, these 2 guys targeting the mage, these 2 on the monk, and these 2 on the paladin. I don't think we can even reach the... We can reach the cultists, okay. What is the best option here? We could run from the melee guys. We could try and get behind cover to block the archers. Or we could just bum rush the cultists. I think we'll just go for the cultists because we have enough block on turn 1 that if we take out that cultist, Arcane Shield will be plenty to keep the mage protected, and these 2 guys between Arcane Shield and their own blocking abilities will be okay. But, that said, if we do all that, then the mage and the paladin are going to be vulnerable on the second turn. Oh, we also have stun. In that case, maybe I stun one of the guys going after the paladin, so that he doesn't have to use his Aegis this turn. Oh, I can't. I can't do both. Right. Okay, let's put her damage shield onto him. Arcane shield. Which is 7 now, that's nice. Run her up here. I don't even know if we're going to be able to take him out. He's got a lot of health. Oh, and the paladin can't get there. I did not remember that she has more movement than him. That's bad. Yeah, this plan was not great. We probably should have gone for a fighting retreat instead. Oh! Zap only costs 1 action now because it's tier 3 plus. I totally forgot about that. Okay. Then I guess I'll zap him. Kinda sucks that we're gonna be just shy of killing him. I mean, I could double kick and that would be enough with a firebolt to finish him, but then I wouldn't be able to give her more shield. How much more she can... Yeah, she can't move any further. If she can move a little further, I could just get her away from this guy. Bummer. Alright, here's what it is. She doesn't need such of that debuff, since we just need a little more block. $13 should be enough to handle 2 attacks. And he's only getting attacked by the archer. Paladin's got 10 shield, should be almost enough. I'm not sure where I want to position us. I guess probably head for that. Well, probably head for this side since we're going to need to go after this cultist next. And I want people to be in the aura. Which unfortunately the monk is not going to be. Oh. Oh, right, she got her movement back. I could have used Key Blast to finish him. Aw, man. That sucks. Well, may as well save that for next turn, use it on somebody else so that we can take advantage of the vulnerability. Here. Okay, yeah, so he's summoning an exploding skeleton. Mage is fine. She took 6. So she should also be fine. Oh, he didn't even get to her. Melee guys have short range. So one would assume blood sacrifice damage is also increased by 1, but these guys are going to explode if they get in melee range. Fire. That will be enough to finish him. All full health. Arcane blades. Might be able to hit all 3 of these guys. If I try my hardest. Bingo! Before we do that... Key blast him. And punch him. So now he's got 2 vulnerable on him. Go ahead, do your thing. Nice. Just barely didn't kill both of those guys. It's a bit unfortunate. What's also unfortunate is I don't want to finish either of them with a melee attack. Or, I mean, don't want to finish him with a melee attack. So I think we are just going to have to run away from him and hope he doesn't have enough movement to get to us. Ah, also I forgot to select who the Guardian Shield was going to. I should have put it on the Mage. I need to taunt the Archer. Yeah, I think so. So let's slash that guy. And then we'll run over here and double kick this archer. She does give her another key blast, so she actually could just kill him probably. Or I could use it on the explodey guy. Let's do her turtle shell. That's gonna slow her, but she's got the ring so that if we get a kill... Slow has been dispelled. Nice. I'm gonna taunt this guy, which feels bad because he's so low health, but is what it is. And then we're going to Aegis, which will give him crazy amounts of shield. 34. Whew. I mean, in combination with what he got from Monk. Put him in the middle. Hey, good luck with that. Okay. 0% damage increase at the moment. I'm just going to take this guy with that punch for expediency. And we'll key blast that guy. Pretty much all clean up from here. Stun the archer. Fireball the archer. Ultimate on this dude. The ultimate charge does not carry over between fights, by the way. Which I think is a good thing, because otherwise I'd just be saving it like I always do with consumable resources and never actually using it. So maybe not the best positioning at the start of the fight, but we made it work. Again, I don't know what it is with this run, but we are getting the same stuff over and over. You see? You see what I mean? What is going on here? I think I'd rather upgrade Arcane Shield than Sap, but maybe I would like to get Phase Shift. I mean, yes, I would like to have it, but would I like to have it more than 4 more shield on Arcane Shield? That would take it up to 11. Phase Shift only becomes really like a combat, like a... It only becomes an attack at tier 4. I don't know, do we need a teleport? It would certainly be a way to dodge big attacks on him. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, we finally got something new on the monk, Heart Strike. So a tier 4, 10 to 12 damage. If they're bleeding, deal additional damage and shield equal to the number of bleed stacks. So that's one of those that combos with bleeding, although it really isn't that good. Like, you're not going to have a whole lot of stacks of bleed since it has a max of 2 turns. Generating additional... yeah, I'm not in love with it. I mean, it is a 1 action, so... It's not bad. It's just not great unless you can get a bunch of bleed on them. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna upgrade Windwalker. We got the Paladin. Aha! Finally! They've given us Zealous Strikes. This is a really good ability for the Paladin. It's a nice action sync 3 hits. At tier 4, it's 5 to 7 damage each hit and 3 health. So this is a good healing ability in combination with Preservation Aura. That's another 1 health per hit, so total of 12 health. A heal for 12 is good. And at tier 3, it goes down to 2 actions instead of 3. So, yeah. I think we want that. I mean, it would be nice to get tier 3 Aegis so that it removes the debuff. But I think Zealous Strikes is more important. Okay, now we're to our first elite. I am going to remember this time to equip our gear. Opportunity Trinket. Gain 1 AP when attacking a blind enemy. Ooh. If we had any abilities yet that cause blind, I would definitely consider that. Unfortunately, we do not. Inflicts 2 bleed, but charge. More ultimate charge is good. Or vulnerable when destroying a shield. I mean, he doesn't have a trinket, so sure. First damaging ability cast each turn applies burn to enemies hit. Okay. That's pretty nice. Alright, good enough. All set. On to the elite fight. Okay, we got the werewolf, and he is already damaged because of our artifact that we selected at the start. So the elites have elite resolve. You have to stun them this many additional times. So we gotta stun him 3 times before you actually get stunned. I mean, ironically, difficulty increased the health by the same percentage that it got decreased by the artifact, so... And he's got a little buddy over here who is not long for this world. We are on Concentration Aura. Looks like the mage got an extra action point, and the monk did as well. Excellent. And there's a chest over here. Okay. I think this fight is going to be all melee from their side. So funny story. When I did my first run with the mage, I got a spell called Portal. And that allows you to make a portal entrance and exit. And you can just travel between those. And they can be very far apart. I did this fight with a werewolf with that portal spell, and I put the exit right next to this fence here. And when I went through, it just popped me to the other side, and then I was inside this fenced area where they literally cannot reach. so I could just kill them from range without any threat to myself. The portal spell is super broken, is the moral of the story. It needs definitely needs some work. Because the first time I used it was in a bar fight, and I portaled us behind the bar, and again, they could not reach us. And also, since it was near the wall, which was the edge of the map, the paladin went through and actually got teleported outside the map. Again, it needs a little bit of work. But anyway, he is going after the mage. That's not surprising. We should be able to just run away. And then, let's see if we can kill the starving werewolf. I could teleport away, but that's not necessary. I could stun him, or I could start working down Big Boy's Elite Resolve. We'll put the whammy on him. Do a couple kicks. Could finish with a key blast. Or I could just fireball him. Really? You can't see? So I forgot to change the target. Alright, done with him. Let's go ahead and zap the big guy here. Should I key blast first? I don't know. No, let's save the key blasts until we have his ultimate up. He doesn't have any buffs for us to purge yet. No reason not to use the slash on him. Ah, and that also caused burn because of his ring. We'll try to do the Zealous Strikes when we've got some vulnerable on him. Get them in the way. So there should be no chance of him reaching us. Yep. That should all be good. Unfortunately means we're outside of the concentration aura, but... So he has put 2 vulnerability on us that will last 2 turns. Oh my god, he almost got to me. Dear Lord, he can move. Dude's got legs. Alright, Paladin got an extra action. So we should probably focus on those dudes. Big guy is actually going to turn around and go for the Paladin, which is pretty funny. And this guy is going after the mage, which is obviously ridiculous. almost tempted to phase shift over here and do the arcane blades on these guys. And by almost tempted, I mean I'm really tempted. It would not be smart, but I am tempted. Let's cool down on this too. Yeah, I guess I'll just do it on him. Let's focus down this back guy since he's going after the monk. Why don't you go ahead and use your triple attack. Nice, we leveled up as well. For the mage, I guess movement speed. Definitely not what I would prefer, but monk. I mean, 2 movement speed. It's probably better for her. And the paladin. Yeah, I'm gonna go with movement speed for him too. We're gonna be speedy boys up in here. Do a little work on him. Yeah, go ahead and arcane blades on boss, then fire bolt on the little guy. Am I gonna be out of range? Should I just key blast him? Yeah. No, he probably is really speedy. And I'll put her in a blocking area. Move him just far enough that she's... oh, too far. She's in the aura. And I'm gonna put myself a mage right in his path. Okay, go. That wasn't in the playbook. That was not approved. And was not appreciated. Huh. Well, that was a lot of damage. I think we're going to be done with him by next turn. It's time to build up some Okay, we're gonna have our ultimate this turn, so go ahead and Key Blast. Do your kicks. Do a Fireball. Do an Arcane Shield. Or should I do Purge? Oh, the vulnerable already wore off, apparently. Sure, Arcane Shield. Just to get us to maximum damage. And that's gonna be 30 damage. Heck yeah. Put a little more hurt on him. No way he's gonna live with 5 health. Come on. Come on. Wow. That's disheartening. Well then. Guess I'm gonna shield these guys just in case he decides to attack us again like he attacked the mage. Oh! All planned. All planned. It was all in the plan, alright? Trust me. Okay. Yet another level up. Wow. Let's go for ultimate generation on the mage. Monk. I go with shield. Paladin. I would definitely prefer shield, but it's not an option, so I guess movement again. Really not liking our blessing options this run. I wonder if drawing out that fight so that he summons more guys so that you can get more gold from them is a thing. Well, I've got to work on healing up our mage now. In fact, I definitely should have turned on Preservation Aura before we did his ultimate. 2 thorns. Inflict bleed stacks equal to your thorns to enemies that attack the wielder. Okay. That would be really good if we were going for a thorns build. If you had the Monk's Thorns ability, the one that gives them shield and thorns and AoE taunt, along with the Paladin's Thorns aura and the Band of Thorns. Yeah, you could get some serious bleed on them. And then the monk's ability, Heart Fist, would actually be really good. What is this? Oh my god, we got new spells! No way! I've never even seen Comet. 3 action, 3 cooldown, 12 range. An Astral Comet dealing 24 to 28 damage. If the target is killed, reduce cooldown of a random ability by 1. I mean, sure, it's a lot of damage, but it's also a lot of action points. Like, 1 action abilities generally do about 11. So I don't know about this one. I'm not in love with it. There's Spell Steal, So you can actually steal a buff from an enemy. And at tier 3, it becomes way better because it also applies stun. Tier 4 just drops down 1 turn on the cooldown. Yeah, tier 3 spell steal is really good. But since we already went with Purge, I think we're going with Pyroclasm. At tier 4, it does 6 to 7 damage and inflict slow 3 times. Now, slow I'm pretty sure does not stack, unfortunately. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it is a lot of damage for 2 actions. Since it's AoE. And anything applying slow is nice, because it makes it easy to run away from them. So yeah, we're going with Pyroclasm. Okay, Monk has some exciting stuff too. I'm guessing we're getting all these new abilities because it's an elite fight. So we got Reverberate, which is a, as you can tell by the color, a high rarity. A Shockwave, dealing 8 to 10. And it casts an additional time for, like, each time you use it in that fight, it casts an additional time. That's pretty crazy. So, like, the first time you use it, 2 actions for a 9 damage AoE is okay. Not great. But the second time you cast it, it's 18 damage. Now it's good. Third time, it's really good. And each shockwave grants 8 shield? Whoa! That's actually good even the first time. Okay, that's an amazing ability. Mystic Weapons, 1 action, 2 turns. The whole team gets plus 4 damage and 35% ultimate generation until end of turn. I'm not sure what that means. I assume that just means you get plus 35% ultimate charge, not that you get plus 35% per... I mean, I guess it could be you get 35% more per action point used. Well, obviously the plus 4 damage would be amazing for the mage's ultimate. I would like to have it. Yeah, I mean... we generally do 2 attacks with each character per turn, so... we're talking 8 more damage per character, so 24 more damage per turn. And that's if we're only using single hit abilities. The monk has a double kick, so that's another 8 damage. That's 32 damage. And if the mage uses his ultimate while that's active, that's going to be another 20 damage on his ultimate. 32 plus damage per turn for one action. That's crazy. And it's every other turn as well. Ooh. This is a tough choice. Spirit Dash. I don't know if I've seen this one either. What? Tier 4, it's free? It's free. What? Cooldown of 3, quickly dash to an area, so it's like a teleport, granting all nearby allies 12 shield, 10 ultimate charge, and a full movement replenishment. Inflict stun to all enemies at the destination in a 12 meter... No, that's probably a 12 meters for the dash. I don't know what the range is on the AoE stun, or on the... well, on the AoE in general. But, oh, wow. Free. That's crazy. And for 12 shield and a stun, and replenishes movement, and 10 ultimate charge. Jeez. That's crazy. Okay, I have no idea what to choose. I want all of these so badly. Ooh. I mean, think about the second time you use Reverberate in a fight. It's 18 damage and 16 shield. 18 AoE damage, mind you, and 16 shield for 2 actions. I want them all so bad. Now, I feel like Mystic Weapons isn't great until Tier 3. Honestly, maybe not till Tier 4. And it's unlikely we're going to get it that far. Reverberate at Tier 1... just 4 damage. At Tier 2, it's 4 damage and 4 shield. Pretty much makes it twice as good. Spirit Dash. It's a teleport and 6 shield for the team. I mean, if the team's close enough. For 1 action. Oof. I do not know. I mean, Mystic Weapons goes with the team build that we're trying to do, which is, you know, make the mage ultimate do crazy amounts of damage. So maybe for the sake of this run, we go with that. But it really is not great for the first 2 tiers. For the first 3 tiers. Well, first 2 tiers. This one, it loses an action point, so... Yeah, it really doesn't shine until tier 4. I feel like maybe Reverberate is the way to go. We don't have any... Well, we do have Pyroclasm now. I was going to say we don't have any AoE, but we just got it. Replenishing everybody's movement could be very strong. Because then basically the whole team can just run away from danger. It is a 3-turn cooldown. This one's only a 2-turn cooldown. As is this. I'm taking way too long on this decision. Let's... Let's go with Reverberate. Because we already have an ability on her that gives shield and movement back. And it seems like she does get a lot of action points built up. So that'll help her spend more of it. Okay, Paladin, we got Holy Wrath, Tier 4, 16, average 17 damage, and slow, and blind to any target that's burning. Well, he does currently cause burning on his first attack each turn. And we do have an item that blinds. Or... Wait, no. We have an item that, when attacking a blind enemy, gives AP. So we actually need an ability that causes blind, not that... Oh wait, yeah, it does inflict blind. What am I saying? So that could actually work really well. And he gets that part of it at tier 2. Huh. Now, I'm not sure what order of events is going to be. Like, if I open up the fight with that ability, is that going to apply the burn and then apply the blind on that attack? Or do I need to hit them with a burn first? Hit them with something else to cause the burn first, and then use the AoE, Holy Wrath. Because if I can do it the first way, that would be much better because I could hit multiple enemies and get 1 AP off of each of them. Oh, it can only happen once per turn. Never mind. Doesn't matter then. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Or Heaven's Descent. 2 for 19 damage AoE. An additional 8 to shattered enemies. I don't think that's going to come into play. Gain 5 shield and reduce the cooldown by 1 for each enemy hit. Okay. Say we're hitting 2 enemies, we get 10 shield, and we can use it every turn. And it does 19 damage. All for 2 actions. Oh no, we can't use it every turn. What I'm saying, we could use it every other turn if we're hitting 2 enemies. That is good. That is very good. Huh. And last, Oathkeeper. Seen this one before. It is a 2-action, 1-turn cooldown. Gain 10 shield, slash your target for 6 damage and 1 burn. And then, every time you use it, it gets better. By 3 damage and shielding. And 1 burn. So, I mean, it's always good to have an ability that ramps up over time. But this one does ramp pretty slowly. It's nothing like the Reverberate on the Monk, where, like, that thing goes up real fast. I'm thinking Heaven's Descent or Holy Wrath. Holy Wrath only because of the items that we have. Because it would be... since we get 1 action point back, it would essentially be 2 actions for 17 AoE and slow. And they would be blinded, which is they have 50% chance to miss on their attacks. And we could do that every other turn. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong, especially against bosses. But Heaven's Descent just allows him to kind of dish out lots of damage and take punishment. I think let's go with Holy Wrath. We could do a mysterious event or a battle. Maybe we'll do an event just to show you guys what that looks like. Sure. Moss-covered stone well stands before you, its surface etched with faded runes that hum faintly with magic. The air around it feels heavy, charged with possibility. Peering into its depths, you see shimmering water that ripples unnaturally, reflecting glimpses of treasures, knowledge, and vitality. The magic seems eager, almost alive, awaiting your wish. So as you can see, we can either heal here, which we don't need, gain a random item, or learn a new ability. So, we'll do learn a new ability. Aha! A portal! Okay, portal is really funny because it's totally broken. It's very cheaty right now, though. I don't know that I really want to use it. But as you can see, it makes a pair of interconnected portals, and when you go through them, you get shield. And at tier 4, well, at tier 2 even, it removes a debuff, and it restores 50% movement. It's really good. Even if just for positioning the team. It is a 4-turn cooldown, but particularly against melee enemies, like, you could just put 2 portals far apart and just keep the whole team bopping back and forth between the 2, and the melee enemies wouldn't have any hope of ever catching you. So even if it wasn't teleporting people outside the map and into places that they shouldn't be, portal seems like a really broken spell, in my opinion. We get zapped to tier 4. We get electrocute, which is an ability that tends to show up in these type of games where, or more often in card games, where it does some damage, and if you kill with it, then you get the cost back. So as you can see, if they are killed by the spell, gain 1 AP. It only costs 1 AP, so it's basically free damage as a finisher. Which is nice. And at tier 4, it also gives you +2 damage for the rest of the turn. Which, of course, is great if you're going to ultimate on that turn. And actually would also combo really well with Pyroclast, since that hits up to 3 times. Definitely nice to have. And I haven't actually used it yet. I don't know. You know what? Portal's too fun. I can't. I can't not. We got Monk, Way of the Fist. Kind of looks like maybe when you do abilities from a mysterious event, they are higher quality than from a normal battle. Because this is looking like what you get from an elite fight. You don't get the money and the items, but you appear to get better quality abilities, which I think is a better deal. So Way of the Fist at tier 4, for a single action, every 4 turns, remove all shield and gain ultimate charge equal to double the amount of shield removed. Increase damage by 2 until end of turn. So this is just a way to turn your shield into ultimate charge. So say you used your turtle ability to gain 10 shield, then you could pay another action to turn that 10 shield into 20% charge for your ultimate. Not in love with it. If you had a build where, like, the whole team was gaining a good amount of shield each turn, then sure. I have not seen Exploding Kick before. For 2 actions, kick your target, causing a fiery explosion, dealing 17.5 damage, and inflicting 3 burn and blind to the target and nearby enemies. So it's melee, but it's an 18 damage Explosion. 3 burn I don't really care about, but blind is very good. Granted, our paladin just got an ability to blind, so... And blind is probably something we're going to be mostly using on bosses or elites. But I guess he can only do that every other turn, so we could do this in between. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not great as just like for killing enemies, but for reducing the threat of a lot of enemies, it could be very good. Foresight. For 1 action, grants an 80% chance to dodge incoming attacks, causing them to miss and deal no damage. Whenever a dodge is successful, reduce a random ability's cooldown by 1 and inflict 2 vulnerable on the attacker. I mean, that's incredible, assuming it works. I don't like gambling like that, because obviously I would want to use this so that I don't have to put any shield on. But if you get unlucky, then you could end up taking a whole lot of damage. Because ideally you'd be using this against a really powerful attack where it's like shielding it would take way too many actions or would not even be possible at all. And so instead you'd use Foresight to dodge it, but if you end up eating that, it's gonna really suck. And it's only a 50% chance until you get to tier 4. Yeah. I don't really like that. If we could get it to tier 4, then I would probably take it. But that's not gonna happen, I think. So I think we're going to go with Exploding Kick. And hopefully we'll get it to tier 2 so that we get the blind. Yep, it kind of sucks. Foresight's definitely the better ability, but for the length of this run, Exploding Kick is going to be the better ability for us, I think. Okay, Martyr I have not seen before. For 1 action, sacrifice yourself for an ally, redirecting 50% of incoming damage to them onto you. Gain 12 shield, lasts 2 turns. Immediately cleanse all debuffs from yourself and the ally. Wow. That's really good. I mean, it's not a taunt, but it's a half taunt. I mean, just getting 12 shield for 1 action is already good. It is 3-turn cooldown. But, like, 12 shield for 1 action, already worth it. And then... well, I mean, it's, for tier 4, it's not fantastic, just 12 shield, but it's still good. And then also cleansing all debuffs off of both of you? Again, that alone for one action would be pretty decent. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. Lower levels. If you can get to tier 2, that looks like that's the big boost. So yeah, it doesn't have the debuff cleanse until tier 4. But for one action, 8 shield, and protecting, taking half the heat off of an ally. Like, splitting it between two characters makes it a lot easier to absorb hits. Especially since we will hopefully have multiple team shields. Or Avenging Wrath is also new to me. 2 actions, blast an area with divine energy, dealing about 14 damage, inflicting burn on all enemies. If any enemy hit was already burning, refund 1 AP. Ooh. And reduce this cooldown by 1. Dang, dude. I think that we should take this because, again, just like the Holy Wrath, it combos so well with his item that causes enemies he hits to burn. Like, he can hit somebody, get them burning, hit with Holy Wrath, get 1 AP back on that, hit with Avenging Wrath, get 1 AP back on that. So essentially 14 damage for 1 action. 14 AoE damage for 1 action. But you need to get it to tier 2 for that. Let's try it. I think Martyr probably would be the smarter choice because he doesn't actually have... He's only got like 1 shield ability right now. But this seems more fun. Alright, next elite battle. Aha! Mughal the Head Collector. This is the guy that I wanted Purge for. And now I wish we had upgraded Purge to tier 2. So he's got the Elite Resolve, of course, but he's also got Blood Rage. Receiving direct damage increases Mughal's damage dealt by 1 until the end of his next turn. So he can hit really hard if we're hitting him a lot. And he's going to put the buff on himself that causes it to bleed when we hit him, which is going to be even more problematic. Unless, of course, we purge it. Blood Rage is unpurgeable. So actually I think he will only have 1 purgeable ability, the bleed one. So that should work out. I was concerned that with us only able to remove 1 buff, it might choose the wrong one. But if there's only 1 to choose from, hard to choose wrong. Okay, we got an extra AP on the Paladin. I'll take it. And we do have Portal. And it would be OP as hell in this fight. What are the sight blockers? So this, and of course these. I think we want our portals to be here. Yeah, I think that's gonna give us the best line of sight. So let's put it here. Oh, also the portals block line of sight. I forgot about that. Here and guess we can put them really far apart, can't we? Like, it's so crazy how far you can put these apart. I probably should have waited till next turn to do that. Let's go ahead and zap him. Yeah, I definitely should have waited till next turn. I think the monk can probably get in and hit him and then get to this portal. And then she could, well, if she comes out on the bottom, that might be a problem. And she could get a little further than the portal. Dang. I wish I could slow him this turn. We could blind him. Oh, we also have... it's not team yet, though. And unfortunately probably will not be. Since it's only tier 2 and we're, like, over halfway through the run, I think. Holy Wrath and Avenging Wrath are both ranged. Yeah, neither of these are going to apply blind yet, unfortunately. Neither is the exploding kick, so... I think we're gonna go with Reverberate. And Holy Shock. Zap. I guess we'll do a Holy Wrath as well. Well, I don't know about that. And then let's just move back here, so we're close to the portal and far away from him, so that he can't hit us this turn. He's going after the Paladin. Pretty sure he can't make it that far. Just in case he has AoE. I don't recall that he does, but I could be wrong. Yep, he does. Although I'm not sure if that was a universal effect, or if we could have dodged it by being further apart. Okay, so his Blood Rage is back to 0. We can Pyroclasm him, but I think I'll save that since we're going to go through the portal this turn. We should have no trouble avoiding him. Doesn't have anything to remove yet. Maybe we use Arcane Blades. First, of course, the monk. Put shield on the mage just because he's low. I'm also going to put Perseverance Aura on. Apparently we can only enter the portal from the bottom, which is something I suspected. Oh my god, you stop. Move him just so that we're in the aura when we attack. And punch him, make him vulnerable. I should probably save the Ki Blasts for when we have his ultimate. Just Firebolt. Go ahead and Arcane Blades as well. Ooh, almost accidentally moved that. Do your double kick. Well, or should we save that for next time? Because he's going to ultimate next turn. Yeah, go ahead. Paladin, yeah, we'll save the Zealous Strikes for next turn. But we do need to spend some more actions this turn. So I guess Holy Wrath. Okay, all aboard. Wait. What do you mean? Oh dear God, I used all my actions. That's bad. That's real bad. I'm stupid. Okay, well I guess we better hope he doesn't switch targets. And the portal's gonna disappear next turn, so... Yeah, this is potentially real bad. See what happens. Oh. He's got ranged attacks. Well, nothing about this is going as I expected. Okay. Do not have any buff built up. If I had one more action, I could do some stuff, but deal 2 damage and inflict bleed back to attackers. Okay, yeah. I need to get rid of that. Because if I do my ultimate with that on him, it's gonna be real bad. Okay. Problem solved. Unfortunately, I've only got a damage increase of 1 at the moment. I could get it up to 2. But that'll be too short of the maximum. But since she is pretty much maxed on her key blasts already, I think we're just gonna have to go with it. Oh shoot, we're outside of the aura. Key blast the heck out of him. Get him nice and vulnerable. Keep using Reverberate, because it's getting better and better. Oh yeah, it doesn't provide any shield yet. Unfortunate. Go ahead and use your triple attack. Getting good and healed up. Do a light slash, I suppose. Well, actually, might be in some trouble here. I can phase shift, so I could just teleport the mage out of his range, which is probably the best idea. Yeah, I'm not sure moving will get me far enough, so... It sucks to lose 5 more damage on the ultimate, but... do that, and we'll teleport. Also, get behind this thing. In fact, why don't we get behind this thing as well? Just so he doesn't throw another axe at me. Could have done another key blast. I didn't think about that. Actually, I did think about it, and then I forgot about it. I think we should probably use block. Just in case. This is completely useless since we're not going to be able to kill anything. Kind of lock him in here. Why don't you go ahead and key blast him? The vulnerability lasts for 2 turns anyway. And since we already have 4 vulnerable on him, that's making the key blast do more damage too. Let's switch to concentration aura. There's no real reason not to. We can switch back to preservation at the start of next turn. Okay, cool. What? What? How? Yep. Dude. Some bullshit. Still after the mage. I don't know that we can kill him this turn, but it would be nice if we could. Keep key blasting. Wait, the vulnerability's already gone? What? It's supposed to last 2 turns. Don't understand. And I guess I could give my AP to the mage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8. He could use. Actually, I should probably taunt him if we can't kill him. And by probably, I mean definitely. one stun away from actually stunning him. Okay, I think we can kill him. Well... Oh, actually... Dang, I don't know. If I gave the action points to the mage... In fact, I can do Avenging Wrath, and then give one action point to the mage, and that'll be enough for him to use Pyroclasm. The safe move would just be to taunt, and then Aegis up, but this seems more fun. Burn with holy fire! We haven't even seen Pyroclasm yet, so... now we have. Burn with Elemental Fire as well. Okay, I don't think there's any chests or anything. In fact, I think it shows you with this glittery line if there are. Alright. Another one down. Ooh, we got this opportunity token again. Dang, dude. If I can get those blinding abilities ranked up so that they actually blind, we can get mucho AP off of that. Okay, so we can level up Firebolt. At tier 3, it shoots 2 bolts, which is obviously a big upgrade. And at tier 4, it does 5 to 7 and 2 burn 2 times. And bear in mind that because of Elemental Mastery, adding up to 4 damage to each attack, shooting 2 bolts instead of 1 is an even bigger deal than it would otherwise be. So you go from 3 plus an average of 2, so 5, up to 6 plus an average of 2, so 8 times 2, 16. 5 to 16. Over triple the damage. With 2 upgrades. Pretty good. Pretty good. Or we could do Flame Shield, which at tier 4 gives 18 shield for 1 action point and cleanses a debuff. That's incredible. And when they're attacked, it deals 6 damage AoE with burn. So that's awesome. That's really, really good. I don't know if he can cast it on himself. If not, then that would be not as good, but still good. Yeah, that's awesome. Unfortunately, at level 1, it's just 4 shield. And 2 damage. Level 2, 6 shield. And a debuff. Cleanse is okay. Tier 3, 12 shield, that's a big jump. But it's really Tier 4 where it absolutely shines. So again, this is one that if I can get it to Tier 4, I would absolutely love to have it. But since we're not going to be able to get it to Tier 4, I'll probably go with the Firebolt upgrade instead. Static Field is another new one for me. 2 actions, 2 turns, shock an area, dealing 10 to 5, so 12.5 damage, and apply weak. The static rips through shields, dealing additional 12 damage if the target is shielded. Okay. So it's an AoE that's really good against shields. Stun each enemy whose shield was destroyed. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, against shielded enemies, you got an AoE for 25 damage and a stun for 2 action points. That's crazy. That's really, really good. But if they're not shielded, it's just like 13 damage. And that's it. Which is not great. So again, if there were more shielded enemies, absolutely. But things as they are, I think I'm just going to upgrade Firebolt. Also, we've already got all 8 abilities on the mage, so we would have to swap out one of our existing abilities to get a new one. Okay, Monk, we got Spirit Crash. This one is awesome. For 2 actions, you can do an AoE for 10 damage and inflict 4 vulnerable. So it works really well with the build we're going for. And slow. So that's a lot of utility. Or a lot of debuffs for just 2 actions in an AoE. I like it. And it gets the slow at tier 2. It's always nice to have a slow. Transcendence, I have not seen before. 2 actions, deal double damage until end of turn. Lose 1 AP regeneration next turn. Double damage for a whole turn. Wow. I'm assuming that only works on the monk, but if you could target that on another ally, that would be amazing. But even just on the monk, it's pretty awesome. Since we tend to be, like, at least on elite and boss fights, saving up our key blasts for making them highly vulnerable on one particular turn and then hitting them with as much as we can. I save up some action points for that turn. Hit them with like 3 key blasts, maybe even 4. And the fist, the kicks, like all of those are going to be doing 3 to 4 more damage, or 4 to 5 even. No, 3 or 4. And then being doubled by this, and the reverberate ability, which might have already been used twice by then. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Oh, wow. Tier 1, though. You are not doing anything next turn. I see. Hmm. Yeah. Yet again. Tier 4, awesome. If you can't get to Tier 4, not so awesome. Okay, we got it. We got to upgrade Exploding Kick, right? That gets us the blind. We gotta do it. Alright, Paladin Righteous Fire. I haven't seen this. 3 actions, engulf yourself in holy fire, shedding all negative effects, and releasing an explosion of 15 damage to nearby enemies. For the next 2 turns, gain 8 thorns and inflict burn to enemies that attack you. Heal 4 at the start of each turn. So that's a heavy cost, but I would like it better if it came with shield. Or an AoE taunt. Because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to combine an AoE damage attack with thorns and burn on hit. Like, half of it is making you a good tank, and the other half is dealing damage. Yeah, I'm not in love with it. Oathkeeper we already saw. Hero's Burden I have also not seen. 1 action, transfer all negative effects from an ally to your... Oh, I have seen this, actually. Yeah, so it just shares the pain from somebody else onto him. And gain 8 shield for each effect transferred, so... I don't know. I don't know about that. Situationally, it could be good. I suppose maybe we'll just go with Oathkeeper. What happens if I skip? I've never tried that before. Nothing? Well, that sucks. I thought we'd get, like, some gold or something? Okay, well, let's never do that again. Alright, so our 2 melee guys get AP back when attacking blind enemies. We're just gonna poke somebody's eye out, and then we're gonna wallop them. Gang style. I might use the Godless Band on the Paladin. It would be really nice on a Zealous Strikes. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it would also be really nice on the Wizard's ultimate, obviously, but since it makes it harder to get the ultimate, that's kind of counterproductive. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our wizard. I think if we could get Phase Shift and Arcane Blades upgraded, that would be a really fun combo, just to like jump into a pack of enemies, Arcane Blades on them, Pyroclasm. Like, you could really cause some havoc. In fact, we could even Portal in, which would be even better. Well, I guess you could shield with either of them. And Phase Shift actually you get more shield because you get it per enemy nearby. Okay. Moving on, we got an upgrade site. Let's see how that works. Actually, I think I need to cut the video here and make a second part. See you there.